Everyone loves it, at least when they are children. And yep, you guessed it, I'm talking about birthdays. Hello, it's Lai and welcome to another video. As the selfish person I am, I didn't like to join other people's birthday parties when I was younger because 1. They used to have a lot of physical activities that inactive 7-year-old me didn't like. 2. At that time I was allergic to milk and most often I couldn't eat any of the food or cake they served. 3. Because I was involuntarily invited to everyone's birthday party, I didn't get the candy I used to get every weekend. So I just sat there by the table, surrounded by no one, stuffed myself with snacks and refilled my glass of soda multiple times while the other kids ran around and played hide and seek or tag. To avoid that no one got excluded, my school had this rule that you had to invite your entire class or only the boys or only the girls if you were about to deliver your invitations at school. And therefore, I went to birthdays almost every month. My mom forced me to go, and she used to say, "What if no one showed up in your birthday?" She was right. Now most of my fellow students only invite their closest friends, which means that I don't get invited to birthdays that often. On the other hand, when it came to my own birthday, my engagement was on the opposite side of the scale. Like most other kids, I couldn't wait for that one day of the year when you got one step closer adulthood and could finally tell people that you're 1 year older. That day was probably the best day of the year because above all, you got presents and everyone's attention. I remember that I couldn't go to sleep the night before because I was so excited for the next day, and I always woke up extra early that day. I started counting down to my next birthday as soon as we started a new year. 3 weeks before the big day, I started reminding people just in case they had forgotten about it. Now, as I've become older, I kind of feel bad for them and realize that it must have been quite annoying. One year, I even wrote myself a birthday card. The only disadvantage with celebrating my birthday was that I had to write all the invitations myself, and I got so angry at my mom. Even though we were only 10 pupils in our class including me, writing those invitations took forever. Every year I got afraid that no one would show up in my birthday party, even though it has never happened. Actually, one year everyone I invited came. It is sad to say, but I have always been obsessed with my own birthday. Yeah, that was me exactly 10 years ago. Wow, that's insane. I feel so old now as I can talk about things that happened 10 years ago, and to me, it's unbelievable that we turned 17 this year. And now here I am, still excited for my b-day but won't actually admit it because I don't want to be considered as a selfish person. However, birthdays aren't the same anymore. The last 2 years I turned into a nervous wreck, and when you think about it, you actually have a big pressure on you when it comes to inviting people home for dinner. There are so many worries to considerate. What if no one show up? What do I do if none of my guests like the food? What if people get bored? It turns out that birthdays aren't that exciting as they used to be. It is the same thing that happens every single year. You invite some of your classmates to eat unhealthy food and increase the risk of becoming obese. Then everyone is gathered in the living room while you open your presents. The next thing that happens is that everyone is just sitting there in awkward silence, not knowing what to say, because the only thing everyone in the room have in common is that we go to the same school and class. Then someone starts roasting the teachers none of us like since all of us can relate. And after that, people are getting tired and filled up, so they call their parents to come and pick them up. See, that's exactly how it is. Now birthdays are more stressful than exciting because you have to decide who you want to invite because obviously you can't invite your entire class. Then you have to figure out what to eat and you also have to make that food unless you ask your parents to do it. Last year I did that mistake. Lazy me didn't want to spend time on cooking and it ended up with my mom cooking Chinese food that neither I or any of my guests liked. That was a disaster. This year, I'm gonna go safe and make something most people like, and of course, I'm gonna make it myself this time.